Hello, Mark Crossfield here. Welcome to the Golf Swing Weekly Fix. We've got loads to do. We've got plenty of swings from the apps coming at you. I've got Golf Fitness with Dimond Fitness, and we've also got Question of the Week. So loads to do. Lovely sunny day. Boom, have some of those. Let's get stuck in. Okay, what we see on this one, look at that club face. What is going on down there? We see a club face that's pointing left, and in turn we see a grip that encourages, if anything, the face to go further left, so what we call a strong grip. And then actions built around this grip are going to be pretty funky. And look at the hip drive, massive, as you try to stop that face pointing so far left. It looks like you're hitting massively out to the right with just a huge amount of hip drive on the way down. We've got to get grip and hands in a much more sensible relationship at address. So we can see a swing on this one really built around such an awkward position to start. So starting with the club face turning way left at address, then with a strong grip. I mean, if I was to hit a shot from there pretty neutral, the ball would almost hit this fence. So then what we start to see is a swing which tries to push out to the right. You try to push the hips forward, try and get the handle forward of the head to try and take this closure of the face out. Now the other thing you want to think about here as well, if you start with your face closed, this is a common one with people who struggle going off to the right. If you start with your club face closed, so pointing left, the only way to strike the ball at the target is to change the delivery of the face, so open the face up in relationship to that starting position. Well, obviously if you're hitting balls to the right, there's a good chance you're opening the face up anyway, so why encourage you to do it more? Then the other thing, if I start with my face left, the only way to hit my target here is the swing further left than my face. So if anything, it's going to encourage me to swing more from out to in to a certain extent. Now for you, you've interpreted it in a different way. Point the club face left with massive effort to try and drive your hips forward to get the handle forward, so take loft off and stop the face pointing left. But it's the downswing movement, and your whole swing really is such a mess built around that setup position. So look, let's go back to some kind of basics at the start. Let's start with the face pointing at the target. You've got to be doing that. Then your top hand, I want you to feel that you're seeing 2.5 knuckles. At the moment you're probably seeing all 4, so get that grip calming down. Then you're feeling on the downswing. So neutral grip, neutral face. I want you to try and feel that you're hitting the ball by, rather than sliding forward so much on a downswing, try and feel like you're just turning into it a little bit more. Left pocket goes back. Feel almost that turning of the body is allowing the face to start squaring up to the ball and almost turning left to impact. So you're not turning the face this way, you're just letting the face rotate more in line with the handle, then forwards of the handle a little bit, rather than hitting so much this way. I mean, if I hit with the handle so far forward of the hands like you're doing, I have to turn the face left to get the face pointing straight. The trouble is I've got no loft presented now, so I'm going to struggle to get the ball in the air. So with not much loft presented, I'm going to then start to try and raise the handle, hit up at the ball to try and add dynamic loft and angle of attack to get the ball in the air. So you can see the mess you're getting down at impact because of that setup position. So for you, it's going to be hard. Neutral face pointing at the target, 2.5 knuckles on the left hand. Then what I want you to do is simply hit the ball rather than sliding onto your left side so much. Just feel like you're turning through the ball a little bit more. You might hit some pretty funky shots at the start, but it will really help you out in the long run. So question here from Neil, random question here, but it has been bugging me for the past few days. I wonder if you know the answer. Do pros use the same set of clubs for each tournament, or do they use new clubs for each round they play? If they do use the same set, how often would it be till they use a new set? Again, random question, but wondered if you knew. Cheers. Right, good question. Anyone who watches my videos, I was on the Mizuno and Ping tour trucks at the Scottish Open, which was a real treat for me. I saw players having new sets built. The new sets I saw being built were ones where they were actually having a new set of irons, different. So JPX Pros from a bladed iron, say from the 68. There was a change of irons. I saw other irons being mended from the tour guys, snapped shaft, which actually appears in the video. And you could see those irons have been used for a few rounds, you know, kind of a year almost, I would say at least half a season. The guys are getting their clubs checked. The guys, I reckon, are swapping the wedges out 6 months, 3 months, you know, 3/4 of a month, getting fresh grooves on their wedges often. Actually changing sets of clubs, no, not every round. They're not using a new set of clubs every round. They will be checking their clubs. They might be using a different shaft. I think drivers, putters, those kind of things fly around the bags, but actually sets of irons tend to stay. What you're going to find is they're going to just make sure lofts, lies, everything is in the right place. They might have a change of lie, change of loft subject to conditions, or that it's not hitting the yardage they want. They might take a 2-iron out, but hybrid in those things. But the actual set of irons, they're not changing them every round they play. So no need to go out there and buy your new set of clubs every time you play, guys. Hope that helps. Answer the question, post comments down below. Okay, really good swing sent to me here. I like to show some good swings as well as some of the bad ones as well. Really, really neat position. I'd like to know what your handicap is and those kind of things. Look, I can't really diagnose much from this because there's a lot of good things going on without any kind of launch monitor details. I would certainly like to see arguably a little bit more of a hip shift to the left on the way down. You do look a little bit like you spin around your left leg a little bit too much, but what that might do to your impacts, path, face to path, angle of attacks, obviously we've not known that data, wouldn't know. I think really from this, guys, what we can learn from this swing, very neat backswing, good extension on the way back, nice shoulder turn against the hips not swaying to his right, pretty good downswing and follow through as well, getting off the right foot, getting that weight onto the left side. I would like to see a fraction more weight shift on the way through. So, really good swing. Thanks for sending. Send me a message. Let me know what your handicap is, what shot you struggle with. Obviously, without capturing data from kind of launch monitors and what have you, I can't really diagnose you that well. You do look a little bit like you are spinning around this way through into impact. Obviously, if that's creating really good numbers down at impact, then keep spinning. Obviously, without monitoring that, I don't know. You'll see stronger hitters, stronger players, maybe moving a little bit more that way before turning into the ball, which can create sometimes a little bit more downward attack, a little bit more outward attack, but not always. But for me, just to crisp up that striker fraction, certainly I'd like to get a message from you, let me know what you're about handicap wise, but definitely a little bit more shift on the downswing up onto that left leg. I don't think will do any harm, because you sent me a picture which I haven't shown here today from the down the line angle, and you were very open at impact, which can be a good thing in some ways, but I would like to see you get a little bit more shift across. But hopefully you'll send me a message. Okay, done this in quite a few lessons here. Not a bad looking swing. Club face looks very open to the plane. It looks very open, pointing in the wrong direction at the top. Now the thing that normally fixes this is the left wrist, but your left wrist looks pretty neutral, which must mean it's a grip issue. Pretty good swing, apart from the club face looks like it's working in a very strange way at certain points in the swing. Right guys, so we've talked about this before. So up at the top of the backswing, big cupping in the left wrist, face points more kind of out in front of me that way, toe down to the sky. That's what we call, or can be called, an open club face, open to the plane, open to what, different discussions, but let's just pretend that is what we call open. So which encourage you to swing across the line of that face, okay? Now, for you, you've got the face in that manner, but you've got a flat left wrist. Now the only way for me to achieve club face pointing down to the ground with a flat left wrist is to start with a very weak grip, predominantly my left hand, top hand, too much round to the left. Or I could see the desired amount of knuckles but have my hands too far back. So that means if I was to put my hands in the correct position, I can barely see knuckles and the face begins to point to the right. So what happens if I was to start here, I can flatten that wrist off but still get the face pointing down towards the ground in this kind of open fashion. So for you, it's going to be a case of making sure you start with your handle kind of just up to your left side while the face is square, so this slight shaft lean, then getting your grip on to see the desired 2.5, 3 knuckles on the left hand. I think you'll find if you look at that closely and look at some of the other grip videos, you won't be following that procedure quite right. You'll be starting a bit centrally, even back, maybe not getting enough knuckles, even getting the right knuckles, but obviously where you want to be at impact, that's going to be a very different position from that start position. So for me, it's a grip change in relationship to how the handle and the head set up at beginning to try and get the club face working, which will allow you to hit some better shots, hopefully some straighter shots, because the swing, the actions you make look pretty neat. Hope that helps.
Okay then guys, so we're going to do a side plank. I've shown you the standard plank, but this one's on the side. So you're going to get down on the floor, feet are on top of each other, this elbow's on the ground, underneath the shoulder, and you lift your body off the ground like this, one straight line. Other hand can stay on top, or you can move it around for balance because you're going to be a bit wobbly in this position. So the body's in one straight line, and we're really working these obliques here. So the side that's close to the ground is really contracting and working hard to stabilize and stop us from moving around. So this is a really good one for anyone that wants to generate a bit more power in their body, so wants to help with the rotation, stop the slide going on in the golf swing. Hold it for as long as you can, 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just keep on going as long as you possibly can. And then we'd switch over, do the other side. Just give it a go guys, see how you get on.
Good stuff, James, thank you, that's really good. It's a great one there for turning, getting the hips moving a bit faster, even
help
turning
your body
the upper
rotation,
body as well. Yeah, absolutely. That looked like quite a tough one to do as well. So what kind of time would they go, you know, somebody who's not done that before, would they be like 5 seconds and then working up?
If the total beginner, probably maybe get to 10 seconds, but if you just keep on trying to beat it each time by 1 or 2 seconds, you'll soon be up to a minute and
fantastic. So using these drills guys, or using these exercises, help you get stronger, understand certain parts of your body a lot more, so when you come for your lessons you're a little bit more kind of ready to go and understanding which parts of your body, when someone says move this bit or that bit, the more you do these exercises,
you have some more body awareness, so you can activate your muscles.
Totally agree. Thanks for watching guys, post comments down below, love to hear what you got to say. Okay, swing sent to me here through the app, thanks for sending. We see quite a quick whip around on the way back, club looks to dive in behind you. Then we see what people call a cross the line, a line at the top of the backswing. And we see an angle which looks like you're hitting a long way to the right. This ball's going to have a lot of curvature to hit target, and there's often going to be a desire to hit up at the ball a lot with this action. Okay guys, so often with this action I see a few things. So we're seeing club disappearing in behind you quite quick, then we see the club pointing off to the right at the top of the backswing, then we see an attack which drops behind you, club seems to want to come along from the inside a lot and swing out to the right. Often this results in centering the hit, or the grounding the hit, bottoming the hit before the ball. So hitting the ground first, and if you miss the ground then you're getting the ball on the way up. A lot of shots coming out the bottom part of the club. Simple for you, you need to feel that you're swinging, and this is going to feel odd. When you do this, it's going to feel like you're swinging this way, and often with people I ask them to do a few swings this way, and it amazes them what it does to their path in relationship to what they feel they're doing. But simple one for you, literally it's kind of club on the ground, isn't it, parallel to your feet. I've done this in other lessons, simply just trying to hit a certain position. I know it's very cosmetic, this position, and I can show you people who get in very different positions here but still achieve good impacts. For you, the whole theme of your swing is very much built around this pattern. I want you to try and field it a little bit more around this pattern, which to you is going to feel a lot more like this kind of pattern. So that feeling of hitting that number on the way back will help you hopefully get a little bit more at the target and through to the ball. If it doesn't, and you still find you're getting way across, you're not quite getting the right forearm rotations, those kind of things, good thing for you to do is literally hit a few shots where you feel like you just pick the club out and swing left. Try and feel like if I'm hitting at this 200-yard sign, you might be able to pick up in the distance. I'm going to swing 30 yards left of that. And just see the resulted shot, see what kind of strikes, see how you might find you hit the ground more, see what kind of different shapes you get. Maybe get your friends or someone, put a camera there and record a few, and actually when you feel like you're going out there, are you actually doing that? Because at the moment you're definitely quite heavy into out looking, with the club kind of burying itself maybe a bit early and then hitting the ball on the way up, which is going to result in a lot of shots horribly out the bottom of the club. Hope that helps. Get that path sorted. I think you'll hit some straighter shots. Okay, great looking course, thanks for sending. Looking like you're going to nail a drive here. Backswing looks quite neat. Very neat. Downswing definitely looks a little bit driven forwards with the upper body. Shoulders first, as people would say. You get a little bit level hipped at impact, which often would hit down and across. So let's give you a bit of an idea of how to improve this. Right guys, so we see this quite a lot actually from day to day. You've made a pretty good backswing there, lots of good movements. Now first move on the downswing is to move this shoulder, which appears on the camera to go down and to the left, making you crumple down on this left leg. Left hip stays low, very hard to hit from the desired angles. Now I always feel like I'm going to be hitting down and to the left quite hard with that. You need to try and hit a few shots, and it's an odd feeling, but from the top of your backswing you need to try and get your left pocket higher than your right. So really feel like you're raising your left pocket So the butt end of the grip here goes down on the backswing. On the start of the downswing, try and whip it up as high as you can. Get the left leg straightening, let the right pocket drop down. That's going to give you more spine axis tilt. It's going to help you stay behind the ball, and with that driver hopefully get a better angle of attack, a bit more distance, and hopefully a better club path. That movement at the top to really dive that way is going to get you in a lot of trouble with that club you're hitting. So it's a strange thought. People do struggle with it at the start, but when they get it, the results are they just transform the way they hit the ball. Top of the backswing, you want to feel like your left pocket goes higher than your right. I think you'll find you hit some very different strikes, different launches, different distance drives, and I think even though it feels strange, you'll enjoy it and hit some better golf shots and hopefully lower that handicap. Thanks for sending. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.